up, world? Hey, we want to welcome y'all to another episode of Cigars
and Conversations
with your boy G Rush
and D Graham, baby.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And today we want to shout out our sponsor for today's show at worldwidecigars.net. I want to say thank you for this nice Luciano cigar, man. What you think of this joint?
This joint is amazing. This joint got me feeling mellow. I feel like it ain't nothing I can't accomplish smoking this joint.
Absolutely. And also, too, what we want to do for you is if you come to Harlem Cigar Room and mention Cigars and Conversations, you get 10% off your next purchase.
10%, baby.
Yes, sir.
He might give you 15, but it's 10%.
Yeah, so mention Cigars and Conversations and we're going to hook you up. And hey, let's get ready. We got Johnny Nunez on the show today. You know what I mean? That's a celebrity photographer. So get ready. Don't change that dial and tune in to Cigars and
Conversations. Johnny, I can't wait to talk to you, baby. Let's get to work, baby.
Let's do it. It's go time.
It's go time.
Different smile, different girl. You should check this out.
Welcome, everybody. My name is Felix Paredes. Welcome to Harlem Cigar Room, your sanctuary.
Different smile, different girl. You should check this out. You're a different world. You should know. You should know.
What it do, people?
We want to welcome you to the Mecca of the world, the place,
New York City, where we set all the trends.
fashion and music.
Sports and entertainment. It's Harlem, USA, y'all.
With that being said,
Grab your glass of wine.
light your cigars and tune into
Cigars.
Conversations.
Let's get to it.
What up, people? I'm G Rush.
It's your boy, D Graham.
And today, you know, we got the celebrity photographer in the house, my boy Johnny Nunez.
What up, y'all?
What's going on, man?
Pleasure to meet you
Oh,
guys.
it's a pleasure, man.
I'm a big fan of your show, you know.
It's an honor. It's an honor.
Honor for me. It's all pleasure's all mine.
Thank you for taking, you know, I know you're a really busy guy, you know, got a lot going on, a lot of pictures, a lot of photos out there you be taking, a lot of events you be attending, and we just want to thank you for your time, you know?
When Pops told me to come on the show, I was like, what? Can't wait. Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. Shout out to our guy, you know, Pop, man. That's our day one right there.
The secret silent assassin, my bro, always lining things up, putting things together behind the scenes. Pop, shout out to my bro.
Yeah. Definitely, man. Definitely, man. So, how you feeling today, my brother?
I'm good, man. I'm just trying to, organize the next moves, and then the next year, those moves and those next years.
Oh, you thinking 2025 already?
Man, 21, 22.
Okay.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So you know, tell the people where you from. You know, a lot of people.
So I'm actually I was adopted when I was 2 years old by a Puerto Rican family, but nationality wise I'm black. My genealogy is my dad was black, my mom was Chinese, but from Venezuela, and my mom's dad was Chinese from China, and he met my mom from Venezuela on the island of Trinidad. So I'm Trinidadian, but basically black.
I'm about to say, because you got that good hair going on, man.
I bought this at Target. Actually my cousin, my blood cousin is Young Chow. She a Young Chow? So I'm originally a child before, but once you get adopted by Puerto Ricans, like tofu, you become Puerto Rican. Slash the tire, slash your face, get slashed up real quick.
Oh man, that's dope, man. That's dope, man. Well, that's crazy, man. I mean, you say you was adopted at 2 years old.
Yeah.
How was that experience before we get into some other
Oh,
questions?
it's amazing, man. Unfortunately, the part of Brooklyn I grew up in at that time was super racially charged. So being the only person of color in a predominantly white neighborhood, Greenpoint, it was just like every day I was called nigga or spick.
Wow.
And I'd have to run to the black and Hispanic side. There was a movie called The West Side Story.
Remember that?
It's very similar to that, where
Jets
you got to
and
go down
Sharks.
this block, you got to make a right, you got to hop through this block, got to be careful of that block, because no matter where you turn, there was just mad racism. And I view life differently because of that upbringing. But one important thing was, before the gay and lesbian community was spoken about, back then you really couldn't talk about it. A woman named Rose Wayno, she was like my bodyguard, my guardian angel. I had no idea there was no term for lesbian back then.
Wow.
But all these white kids would be waiting for me at the school, and in the school they'd say, "Nigga, you dead outside." So come 3 o'clock, I would tell my teachers, like, "Oh my God, like they're still out there." They said, "Get out of here, get out of here," and the kids would just walk and hide behind a car. And I'm like, teacher so and so. They're like, "Just go out, Johnny." And like, as if almost those teachers wanted the kids to get hurt. But out of nowhere, this big ass, 6 foot white woman would just come out of nowhere and hold me down like Suge Knight kind of.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and she waited till my mom arrived and then let me get home safely. So I always got love for every race, every background. I give support to anyone, white, black, or Chinese, whatever you want to call it. I support everyone. But it was not easy back then growing up.
You hear that? Here at Cigars and Conversations, we got love for everybody.
Yeah,
Courtesy of Johnny Nunez.
Yeah, man.
And I think that's a powerful, unfortunate yet powerful experience to have, because it seems like even at the onset of your young adult, well, not even young adult, but just like toddler, child, youth experience rather, that's more appropriate.
Yeah.
That prepared you for the times that we're living in today.
Yeah. And you could also, I guess you could say, being the uninvited or not being allowed to birthday parties based on who you are, your race, your color, that allows you to adapt to people who don't want you there. And then, my wife says you could attract more bees with honey.
Right.
So I find ways of talking, and before you know it, I'll never forget when Mark Ronson introduced me to Amy Winehouse. I'll never forget when my homegirl Carla from Warner Brothers Atlantic introduced me to Bruno Mars. You meet people at the very beginning, and you never know. Tomorrow they're Kendrick Lamar.
Wow.
Next minute they're Drake. So I'm very humble because I know where I came from, and just because I was adopted. I grew up very, very. We weren't rich, put it that way.
Wow.
But I was blessed that I had a home and someone I could say was my mother, and someone I could say was my father. And that's what we lack in this community.
Absolutely. Yeah, man. So before we even get into questions, that we wanted to ask, just to hearing your story, man, for me is like really like, it's amazing, man. Hearing the things that you experienced at a young age. I'm pretty sure it kind of fueled where you are and who you are today. Do you use your past experience as the reason why you were so successful today?
Yeah, growing up, there was a young girl named Michelle Hilberger. To this day, we follow each other on Instagram, and she pretty much was like the very first girl I ever met on my block. And her mom and her family, they were the Hilbergers, we were the Nunezes. We were, I won't say outcasts, but our block was like the United Nations. And so whenever I'm around certain circles, I actually have to flip my conversation a little bit, tweak certain things so that the environment you're in. Just the other day, my UPS guy in my neighborhood had told me that, because I never saw him with a little beard, he said UPS does not allow you to have a beard or a mustache. Wow. So it just goes to show you that, even when you don't think people are watching you or racial profiling, actually shout out to Danny Reyes, whose documentary and movie coming out is going to express more about that. The New Jersey 4, the police officers that shot some young students going to college tryouts for basketball.
Wow.
And that's going to be made into a movie now. That actually is what allowed Johnny Cochran to get involved and kind of shed light, profiling, racial profiling. But anyway, again, to answer your question, totally, as I look back now, it was much like Mr. Miyagi, Karate Kid. God, I feel, was preparing me for the diversity that I would face later on. And it's not just me. I speak on behalf of everyone. And there's also races within races. Like there's whites that have issues with whites, there's blacks that have issues with blacks.
That's good.
Definitely Asians that have issues with Asians, and Latinos too. So, it's not just a color thing, it's a humanitarian thing,
That's good.
So yeah.
Well, that's good. I appreciate the perspective. I appreciate you being able to grow and evolve and transform with that level of adversity at such a young age, and then know how to make it work for you, right? In this time where it just comes across as if we're coming away from our humanity, because we're looking so much at colors, we're looking at so much at classism, right? We're looking at things that are dividing and separating us from humanity.
Making America great again.
Right. Where it's not really making it great, it's actually causing division. It's causing a divide. It's causing anger, a frustration, a energy that doesn't need to go out in a time where all of us are experiencing crisis, trial, adversity, problems, and we need our humanity in order for us to really get back to a place where there was a period where it was love, it was compassion, it was acceptance, right? It wasn't a matter of, I like the language that you use, feeling uninvited. There was a time where, growing up in the hood, there was love that was given to whether you was, white, whether you was Latino, you was black. Like, as kids, we knew how to come together and enjoy the monkey bars.
Yeah.
It was times where we knew how to come together and help each other, give each other a sandwich or a sip of the quarter water, or share sunflower seeds, regardless of what your nationality, ethnic background was. So your experience, I love how it prepared you, and I love how, as we'll get into more of the conversation, you sharing more about yourself, how it actually has helped you, navigate and journey through this thing that we call life. And now what you're doing is now trying to bring in your celebrity, in your platform, people together. That's a powerful thing. So I appreciate that.
No, totally. Thank you very much.
Yeah, so before we get to the next question, for all you photographers out there, people who take pictures, videographers, man, like, I'm not sure if you ever heard of the name Johnny Nunez, but if you haven't, then it's kind of shame on you. But if you have, and you know that this guy here, man, he's, I used to be in the music, so I knew if you got a photo from you, that it was a big deal. I wanted to know, like, what made you want to get into being a photographer? Like, how did you get into that?
Right, that is the most easiest answer. I was at a really dark moment in my life, and I was about to get into a life of crime, and I wanted vengeance. I wanted the most pain that can be inflicted on my enemies. I wanted all these things, but I knew that the way I was adopted and raised, that wasn't what God wanted for me, nor God wanted me to do for anybody. So an old friend's mother took me in and told me, "Tonight, Johnny, sleep here." Because at the time I was actually homeless, and so I stayed in the room, and I said to God, "If you give me one chance, give me one idea, come tomorrow morning, whatever that idea is, I will go after it, and I will be the best at it. But tomorrow morning when I wake up, if I don't have an idea of what you want me to do, then you leave me no choice. I'm a hustle. And in Jesus' name, amen." But you can't threaten God. You can't. God is God. You know what I'm saying? Jesus, you can't, like, he's not shook. So the next morning, I saw a camera in the air, like the way the smoke is going in the air from these cigars. I saw like a camera going up. I went to grab it, and it was like transparent. And I looked again, and it went away. Then I saw greeting cards, and I went to grab them, and it went away. And I was like, "God, you want me to be a photographer?" And I tell this story all the time, so it's almost like it's the same story. But the bottom line is that there was a silence in the room. Of course, God wasn't going to speak, but a peace came on me. That probably was the Holy Spirit, because when that peace came on my life, all the anger, vengeance, wanting to harm people, all that left. And I remember going to all my homies at the time. I mean, I have a bunch of different friends, but I was going through it with my Haitian brothers that would always let me take showers at their crib and always talk to me, and we would play Mortal Kombat. And I was like, yo, Pat, yo, Gene, yo, Kelly, Gael, what's up, Johnny? I know what I'm going to do. And they were like, what you going to do, Johnny? I'm like, I'm going to be a photographer. They're like, that's great, Johnny, but you live in a car right now. You're homeless. You deliver pizza for a living. Who told you you're going to be a photographer? I'm like, God. And they were like, this guy really has mental issues. And I'm like, no, watch. So I'm on a G4 private jet with Naomi Campbell, Robert De Niro. I read a book called Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins. During that phase, I was working at a sweatshop factory, and as I was reading this book, Unlimited Power by Anthony Robbins, it said, stop what you're doing right now and envision where you want to be in 5 years. So I immediately looked around to make sure that the boss wasn't watching me. And to make a long story short, I saw myself shooting Puff Daddy. I saw a jet. I saw me traveling to Europe. I saw me hanging out with all the who's. But back then, living in Brentwood, Long Island, working in a factory in Hall Park, living in a car, and on the weekends I was a home health aide. Shout out to all the home health aides out there. I just could not believe that could potentially happen. Well, within a year or two, maybe 3 after reading that book, I'm on a G4 private jet with Naomi Campbell, Name and Dash. I wound up becoming Jay-Z's personal photographer, Puffy's personal photographer, Russell Simmons, Kamora Lee Simmons' personal photographer, hanging out with Donatella Versace, hanging out with, Sting, Mick Jagger.
What year was this when this
In
moment went down?
early 2000. In 1997.
Wow, man, that's powerful, man. I had to take that in for a second, and that's amazing, man. That story is shit. You inspired me, man. Like, I want to pick up the book and even me, not to make it about myself real quick, but I had those moments as well. I had dark moments in my life where, Grandma G kicked me out. I was out hustling in the streets, couldn't find my way. And, me and Wayne, we grew up together.
Yeah.
We had our trials and tribulations. We still have our trials and tribulations, but for us, I felt like, I know that this is our lane. Me being into film writing, I'm a film writer as well. I write scripts and things like that. My bro, he inspires people all over the world. He's a spiritual advisor too, man, to so many people, man. And, so to have somebody like you on the show, man, honestly, man, it's just like, man, I feel like we back in the crib, man, just chilling, conversating, man. This is powerful.
We're building right now.
Definitely,
there's a lot of synergy and energy and opportunities that come from not just conversations, but what better than with a cigar, of course. But there's a lot that within our own network we could do for each other.
Yeah.
If we just refrain from some of the things that we were taught to do to each other. I'm not gonna get too political or too deep into science, but neurons are nerve cells, and for every thought you have, there is a nerve cell that stores that memory. Whether it's like you got hit by a car, there's a nerve cell that remembers the pain, what it felt, what the air smelled like, what the color looked like. When you said when your 5th birthday party, happy birthday to you, and you blew out the candles, there are synaptic knobs that just record like a camera, just constantly remembering everything, and then all that data is stored in your brain. And why I'm saying that is because our ancestors that whether it's Caribbean or here in America, for 400 years were enslaved. And if you go back to the days of Egypt and Africa with Moses, we're talking about thousands of years our people have suffered, and in their suffering there's a nerve or a memory cell that can be attached to that. So we're almost 23 chromosomes on both sexes, 46 chromosomes of all the things that our forefathers and foremothers did. And so hate, it's in us. Kill, it's in us. Greed, it's in us. Greed without responsibility, it's in us. Torture, snitch, kill, lie, steal, all those negative genes are in us because it was taught to us and enforced upon us to be like that. And then once slavery was abolished, now how do you can move up humanity and move up through politics, but in your DNA there's still this savage mentality that was forced upon our own nerve cells. So you might have a sister whose husband beats her. You might have a friend who just makes babies and does not, was not responsible as a father for all the women he's hurting. There's a lot of races, or excuse me, there's a lot of people in these races that have been, they don't know why they do these things that they do, but it's been scientifically put in us. Fear, hate, even God. You know, some of us think, that religion, and I'm a Christian, but some of us think that Jesus was white. Some people think Moses was white. Some of us think that Abraham was white. Like, this all came out of Africa, out of the motherland. You know, we're talking about Moses. We're talking about Noah. We're talking about, if you want to take it to the next level, Enoch. You know, so we come from royalty. We come from an amazing, powerful gene line of kings and queens. Now, unfortunately, we are not in a position that we can prove certain things, but it's almost like a murder mystery. Now that we are free from a lot of things, and we're able to voice our opinions, become president of the United States of America, we can now evolve, not just physically and mentally, but spiritually, and reclaim back and take back what was rightfully ours. All right, I'm talking a lot.
Nah, man, you nailing it, man. You know, and I think that this is a conversation again. First of all, this is another inspiration for the show, to be able to have conversations like this in these unorthodox environments and settings that capture the attention of those who want to be fresh, who want to be fly, right? Who want, to live those lifestyles, but don't know the history that we come from, don't know the origin. And these conversations help introduce, right, that wisdom, that understanding to those who have been conditioned to not value conversations as such. So when we get an understanding, a fresh, rich understanding of who we are, what we come from, it allows us to manage the savagery that we've been conditioned due to tradition, due to history, that we have unfortunately we were subjected to. It helps you now put things in perspective. So today I want to get up and I want to rob, I want to kill, I want to go upside somebody's head because I'm broke. But I just heard a conversation on Cigars Conversations with Johnny Nunez, and he put things in perspective in a way where, you know what? I don't got to go rob my own. I don't got to go bully somebody else who's not the same color as me, who don't talk like me. And I can now focus on what my gift is. I can now say, yo, God, even if I never even spoke to God, what is it that you want me to do? Because I don't know what my purpose, and if you don't reveal it to me, then I'm gonna go rob, I'm gonna go steal. So a conversation like this becomes a conversation that can help somebody who's on the verge, who's there in that same dark space that you was in, that same dark place that I was in, that Gil was in, that we all have visited or visited us. And now you have some guidance, and you now have an option to choose this or that.
So Johnny, man, like your story, everything was just phenomenal, man. Like
Oh,
I'm
thank
just
you,
sitting here in the days just listening.
I haven't even started.
You
but-
know, I wish we can go on and on. So
Maybe we can get a part 2.
Yeah,
yeah,
I'm
definitely.
come
Yeah.
back. I'm gonna come back
You know?
with some more
Yeah,
people too.
maybe we could bring us into your world.
Yeah,
know what I'm
come.
saying?
You guys are always welcome. We can All Stars come in. I'll be with Michael Jordan. Shout out to Unbanned, the documentary. I'll be with probably LeBron James, Maverick, Steve Stout, and all them.
We gonna write that down.
North Carolina,
We there.
2019. Wow.
Yeah, we there, man. We'd
2019.
love to be there, man.
You guys are always welcome.
Thank you, man. But our audience want to know, and I want to know. You took, wow, man, taking pictures of, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, Usher, Robert De Niro, Jay-Z. But what I want to know and what I'm interested in is like, how did you get to that point? Like, what was the first opportunity you had? Like, yo, Johnny, man, okay, you taking pictures. Like, I got this situation for you. Like, how did you get to that point to take that first snapshot of that first celebrity?
I'm gonna be honest with you. Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. I asked God for the opportunity. Didn't say give me all these things. Most people pray for what they want, and that you're supposed to. But I just asked God, do with me what you want, and just order my steps. Whatever you tell me or direct where I should go, I will go that way. And the power of just conversating and networking with people, you never know. Like I remember when Drake first performed in America, he performed at Yonkers at a public school. I remember when I went to a showcase for Maria Davis and Jay-Z was performing. That was a showcase. I remember when I was introduced to LeBron James. I wound up being his personal photographer for 3 or 4 years. If you go to my Instagram, you see all these celebrities. Years later, they still give me shout-outs. They still give me hugs. Kim Kardashian kissed me on the cheek. Kanye give me a hug. I know Kanye is politically going through some things, but again, he's still a brother. And, it starts with just like what we're doing now, conversating. But I think, spiritually speaking, real recognizes real. You always, I attract geniuses, kings and queens, killers, and street thugs. And I meet them on a plane that we could all relate. A dentist could be no different than a pimp. A hustler on the street could be no different than a CEO or CFO.
Or the president.
Or the president. Oh my God, that's not even the president, that's a clown.
Right.
But
I'm saying the office, not referring to the
Oh,
office.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Office,
Yeah.
But God bless this country because we're going through it right now. But I think it'll be over soon.
So, thank you for that, right?
Yeah.
And here's what I want to ask you.
Yes, sir.
With this amazing, right, journey,
Yes, sir.
with this answered, what I would call answered, being then obedient prayer.
Yeah.
Right?
I ain't perfect though. I ain't perfect.
No, because this is not about perfection.
Yeah.
Right? This is about application, execution, and experiencing and exploring our human experience. Right? It's not about perfect. None of us are, none of us will be ever. Right?
Yeah.
What would you like to tell the people about you that the people don't know about Johnny? If anything at all.
Yeah. I wish people would know that get right with God. It's never too late. That's number one. Number two, help people. Even if you're on top, help people. Even if you're on the low, like me right now, you might think I'm doing well. I'm doing well, but financially, things are rough. And they're not as good as things could be. All that glitters is not gold. You'd be surprised at what we could do for each other if we only knew what we were suffering from. If we could extend a hand. I'll leave you with this last story. This is a true story. And you know, when you own your own business like me, business fluctuates. You go up, down, up, down. Sometimes you stay up, sometimes you stay down. Right now, I'm on a down point. I pray to God that I will be lifted, and I know I will because my faith. But years ago, I was on Park Avenue and 23rd Street. This is actually going to be in my book. And I was like, God, you know, I cannot believe that these clients are not paying me on time. And right now, unfortunately, because of that, I have almost nothing in my bank account. And out of nowhere, as I was facing west, a homeless man, a young brother, dirty shirt, holes in it, morbidly obese, he comes over to me and goes, excuse me, you have any food? You know, I need something to eat. And I was just like, I'm so angry because I just got the phone with another client who told me that they're not going to be able to pay me on time. And I had bills to pay. And I looked at him and I said, what do you want? You want food or you want money? He said, I don't want money. I'm just hungry. I said, you know what? Come with me. In my head, I was like, if you say you want money and not food, I'm gonna spaz out on you. I'm about to flip. But when he said, I just want something to eat, I said, let's cross the street. We crossed 23rd Street towards Madison, and there used to be a Subway's on the left-hand side. Maybe it's still there. I walked in, and as I walked in, I started to see people pinch their nose, cover their faces, as I was walking in with this guy. So I knew, even if he smelled a little bit, the criticism and how people looked at him walking in with me was like, you let this homeless dude in here? So I immediately said, hey, Joe, what you want in your sandwich? And I immediately got what he wanted. What bag of chips? You want Doritos? You want Lay's? He's like, I want Lay's, whatever. I'm like, here you go. Here, take the food. I'll meet you at the job. Tell the boss I'm running a little late. So out of humility, he could leave without being embarrassed. When I got to the cash register, I was like, how much is it? The woman's like, $11. In my head, I talked to myself in my head. I don't know if anybody talks to themselves. I was like, great. We were broke before. We only had $20. Now we have like maybe $9. Great going, Johnny. And in my mind, I was like fighting the negative in my head. And I'm like, you know, God will reward me. I'm telling myself that. And the negative in me was saying, God's not going to do it. You just lost even more money. You're broke, but now you're even more broke. By the time I hit the door of that Subway, my phone rang. And I'll never forget till this day. I had a Nokia phone at the time. Now I have the Samsung S9 Plus. And the phone rang, and I'm like, hello, who's this? And I'm like, is this Johnny Nunez? I'm like, yes. My name is Teresa, da-da-da. I work with Nike, and I work with Brand Jordan. Mike has 2 events this week, and we were told you were highly recommended that you should shoot our event. And I said, sure, you know, Mike who? Michael Jordan. I'm like, oh, cool, yeah, sure. And we wanted to hire you for 2 days. And I said, sure, well, what is your rate? What is your rate or your budget? What is your rate or your budget? And I'm like, my rate, you know what, since you're a new client, you tell me what you want to pay me. Well, how's $8,000 sound? I said, hold on one second. Like $8,000 for the whole job? No, $8,000 for 2 days, $16,000. In fact, it might be 3 days, so if you could do that, could you be available? I'm like, you know what, you're my new client, yes. Would you like the check to be available upon your arrival? We could give you half in advance, wire the money. I was like, you could just hold on to it until I get there. The rest is history. You know, God may not come when you want him, but he's never late.
Always on time.
On that note right there, we're going to wrap up this powerful, profound, spiritual, prophetic, authentic, transparent conversation. Cigars and Conversations with the great photographer, and not only photographer, but spiritual being who's in tune and in touch with his humanity, who believes in serving, and giving even when he don't have it, because he believes that more will come.
Yeah.
The great Johnny Nunez, thank you so
Thank
much
you
for
very
tuning in
Thank
with
you.
my bro EX, my bro Gil, myself, D Graham. Thank you so much for tuning in. We want you back to come to the show, man.
Thank you,
We
man.
want you
Shout
back
out.
on the show, man.
Washington Heights in the house.
Another powerful show with
Los
Cigars
Hood.
and Conversations. Thank you so much. We hope this show blessed you, opens you up for a fresh perspective. Can't wait to talk to you soon.
Yo, my artist just arrived.
Oh wow, look at that.
Can he spit a few bars for you?
Absolutely.
Right.
Real quick, Rossi, man, get ready for him.
Sir. All you do is post inspirational quotes on your Instagram, but work some lousy job and complain a lot like I give a damn. I never played the lottery, that's a hidden form of robbery, but people still participate and watch their money dissipate and live in poverty, trying to get rich in an instant waiting pressure, cracking on their dreams like broken pottery. I'm not here to be philosophical either, I'm just trying to run my city like a young Tom Seaver, so don't bring in the reliever. Or get a meat cleaver stuck in the back of your head like a headache when there's a fever. Now I'm looking for a chicken spot, 3-piece side of fries, hot sauce packets, tear the cover off the box. This is my demise, eat it in 5, then try to run a mile. Homie came and picked me up, was laying in my puke pile. Yeah, it's kinda gross, but shit, I thought it'd be funny. Like all these struggling rappers who try to ask for your money. My life consists of making beats while I'm sipping the H2O. Jealous fuckers hate on the flow, but they love us, afraid to show that the brand is catching fire like a curtain dipped in gasoline. My girl is bad for certain, but I love her cause that ass is mean. My path is green, face should be on every magazine. You and I together for a battle is a tragic scene. A cash machine, feeling tipsy, can you pass the lean so I can fucking slam it on your head? Yeah, Zach Levine.
Yo,
Yeah,
man, thank you
man.
so much.
Yeah, thank you, man.
so much,
Perfect
man.
timing. I feel like top 5 lyricists is a whole other game. I'm not putting it in order, but if I had to pick, let's say Big L, Biggie,
Wow.
Nas. And that's when it gets hard. I don't know. There's a lot of people, man. It could be.
Two
Yeah.
more. You're almost there. Two more.
Yeah. Cool G Rap. And man, it's tough. I'm gonna say it could be like Big Daddy Kane. It could be even right now. I think like it could be like Royce the 5'9". It could be Black Dog.
Wow.
Black
Real
Dog.
quick, man, I just actually came from Atlantic City, man. And I saw Big Daddy Kane, Kumo D, Slick Rick. Big Daddy Kane, man, that dude is a beast, man. Like, I got a totally different, profound respect for Daddy Kane, man. Impeccable lyricist, man. But soon, man, Rossi, man, we had a lot about him, man. Thank you for blessing us with those
I
good bars,
appreciate it.
Cigars and
Thank you, man.
Conversations, man. And hey, man, it's the artist of Johnny Nunez. So if if he down with Johnny, then you know he next up. Appreciate you,
I
fam.
appreciate that, man. Thank you.
Thank you, man.
Thank you for stopping
Yes,
by.
of
Thank you
course.
for blessing us.
Different smile, different girl. You should check this out. You're a different world. You should know, you should know, you should know that you're glorious. And I hope that we spend time and there is more